Hey guys, how's it going? Murder of Birds here. Welcome back to the channel and welcome to my TLDR review for RWBY Volume 5 Chapter 2, Dread in the Air. Now I'm super excited to get into this chapter review, and that's a big thing because
I usually only get this excited when they say the title of a movie in the movie.
You could feel the dread in the air.
I rest my case. But really quick, before we get into anything, I want to say thank you all so much for your support and feedback of my first TLDR review with Chapter 1. I seriously worked my butt off to make that review informative, but also entertaining and somewhat humorous and comedic. I really enjoyed a lot of the comments reading that you guys were like really laughing throughout the entire review, and I'm gonna try to keep that comedic flair going from here on out, but I just want to say thank you guys so much, and I'm really glad that a lot of you guys enjoyed it. Now, before anything, I will say I love the personalized style of Lionheart's office as opposed to Ozpin's. The mechanical gears and tick-tock noises of Ozpin's office were initially intriguing, but I feel like the layers of papers, books, and wood interior make Leo's office a little bit more comfortable of a scene. I'm also a slut for lighting, so thumbs up to the lighting in Leo's office as well as Salem's domain. And for the opening scene, we have Arthur Watts, aka Waluigi's cousin. I mean, seriously, look at those dancer legs.
Waluigi!
But I'm pretty sure the only reason why anyone is even helping Salem with her plans at this point is because she gave them her Seer Grimm's Wi-Fi password.
Hey man, do you know the Wi-Fi password?
It's beacon, but replace the E with a 3 and add a pound symbol to the end.
But speaking on that, the reveal of the Seer Grimm being Salem's personal CCT network was an exciting one for me personally, because my friends and I speculated that theory back when the Seer Grimm was first introduced during Volume 4. What if this Grimm is acting as like a receiver? Like, what if there's a Seer Grimm here and there's another Seer Grimm at Beacon, and somebody is talking to her through the Seer Grimm? Basically, what if the Seer Grimm act as Salem's personal CCT? It also appears that Cinder's voice is recovered too through Salem's treatment during Volume 4 as well.
Shut up.
Oh, goody.
Stop talking!
And it seems as though, unlike Arthur Watts, Leo is not a fan of hentai or bondage for that matter. And with this chapter, Salem's forces have begun to mobilize. Leo will continue to play his role as Salem's informant, but I'm wondering for how long. Watts has been tasked with creating a new tale for Tyrion, which sounds pretty awesome. And for those of you Soulsborne fans out there, I instantly thought of Mia's mechanized tale from the trailer during Code Vein. Also, Watts' response?
Tyrion's in need of a new tale.
What happened to his old one?
Makes it seem like the tale that Tyrion lost during Volume 4 was at one point his newest tale. So it seems like Watts is not only the brains of Team Witch, but also the inventor slash repairman of the team as well.
Sounds like someone could use a little help from the Fixer.
And it seems like Cinder and her team are going to be making their way to Mistral to meet up with Watts, where they will then negotiate plans of obtaining the Spring Maiden from Raven. And if I were to place my bets, I'd say Raven's bandit camp is going to become a war zone from multiple angles. You have Team Ranger and Team Witch attempting to confront Raven for possession of the Spring Maiden, with Weiss imprisoned on site, Yang currently on her way, and a horde of potential Grimm that'll be attracted once the major conflict breaks out. I just have a feeling that the bandit camp is going to become a bloodbath by the end of the volume. Lake Matsu was absolutely breathtaking and is probably, in my opinion, the second most beautiful location expressed in the RWBY series thus far, with Forever Falls being my favorite.
Yes, students, the forest of Forever Fall is indeed beautiful.
And the icing on the cake, and my favorite part of any volume of RWBY, was the reveal of the new Grimm type.
Who's that Pokemon? It's a Queen Lancer! Are you stupid or something?
So we were introduced to the new wasp-like Lancer Grimm, along with a larger variation being the Queen Lancer. And let me just say, if you ever thought the world of Remnant wasn't an already terrifying place to live, just imagine a wasp 5 times your size, flying and scuttling with the sole purpose of ending your life.
No, not the beast! Not the beast! Ah!
Kill it! Kill it with fire! Everyone flee!
And I'm pretty sure I wasn't the only one, but I thought the action sequence with Weiss against all of the Lancers was pretty awesome. The entire fight just reminded me of the highway sequence during Volume 2 with Blake, Sun, Yang, and Neptune against the Atlesian Paladin. I just enjoyed the amount of energy and dynamics that were being presented from the actual chase, terrain assistance, and everything just came together really well. Not to mention the use of the song This Life Is Mine, which was my absolute favorite on the Volume 4 soundtrack, that made the Armored Knight's freefall scene one of the most badass moments of the show. I also also noticed a resemblance to the Armor Knight's Omni-Slash-like attack, as it appeared similar to the same technique Weiss used during her fight against the White Fang Lieutenant during Volume 2. And if there was ever any doubt, I think Weiss has demonstrated one of the most versatile semblances of the show thus far, even though it's working in tandem with her weapon as well as a supply of dust.
And there was some fire, and I think some ice.
I mean, she can push with her white glyphs, pull down with the black ones, utilize her glyphs as a solid shield, create shockwaves with wind dust, throw fireballs like Cinder, speed up the actions of herself and her allies with her time dilation, and she has the ability to summon Grimm that she has defeated in the past. Examples of which being the Borbatusk and the Armor Knight that she initially summoned during Volume 4, as those were enemies that she had defeated in the past back in Volume 1 and the White Trailer respectively. Which implies that Weiss could probably summon the Lancer or even the Queen Lancer Grimm in the future, since she defeated them in this chapter. Oh, and did I mention that she can also produce laser attacks? I'm a fire in my laser! Yeah, because she can do that too. And let us give a moment of silence for one of the best side characters of the show thus far. Rest in peace, you morally skewed dust smuggler. You will be missed.
You've got to be kidding me.
But at the end of the day, let us not forget the most valuable lesson that Weiss taught us from this episode.
Make sure you're dabbing on them haters, baby.
Are you kidding me?
Now let me summarize a portion of the fandom's reaction to the last 5 minutes of this chapter.
You're wrong.
What? What the fuck?
I hate this game of emotions we play.
Now I'm gonna go on a rant for a second. But Rooster Teeth, how are you going to hire Monica Ryle to voice Sienna Khan, who has one of the best character designs in the show and is one of the most influential characters within the White Fang dynamic, and kill her off 5 minutes after her series debut? You gave her one of the best character designs, made her a Bengal tiger faunus, which was an awesome reference to her character inspiration of Shere Khan from the Jungle Book. You gave her 5 minutes of dialogue and you killed her off.
Congratulations. You played yourself.
Now, it's not like I'm mad or I wasn't expecting Sienna Khan to die. I just wasn't expecting it so soon, and I feel like more than anything, it was just a waste of a great character design. I just hope more than anything the RWBY isn't too heartbroken about the amount of work that they had to put into this character, only for it to end up being added to Adam's body count. And does Adam's savagery know no bounds? This dude impaled Sienna to the point of lifting her body off of the ground, dropping her like a bad habit, and then he uses her death as a means for more control for his overall agenda.
Sienna Khan will become a martyr for our cause. Her final act as High Leader.
And with all of those belts and zippers, he looks like he belongs in a Final Fantasy game. But I will say, despite his reckless nature, you can't deny his resolve to get shit done. I mean, out of all of the villains in the show so far, he's actually produced results for his cause. You know, he's not like these other villains who spend their time walking long distances, or having mental breakdowns, or roasting marshmallows.
I'm sorry.
Meanwhile, Hazel has been solidified as probably my favorite character within Salem's faction. And I say Salem's faction and not villains because I personally feel like just because he's working with the enemy, that doesn't make him the enemy.
Took you long enough.
His mannerisms clearly show that he has a level of courtesy and respect that no other villains express.
I don't aim to cause any trouble. Ma'am, please. Nobody needs to die today. I'm just asking for a moment of your time.
And the major fact that he comes off as more diplomatic and prefers actions without the need of bloodshed.
Nobody needed to die today.
I'm also fascinated to learn more about Hazel's personal agenda with siding with Salem. It seems like Salem wants like the worst for mankind and humanity, and everyone else has a piece of the pie when it comes to their own sadistic objectives. But it seems like Hazel is pretty much cut from a different cloth than everybody else. And more so, I'd love to know about his past and his relationship with Ozpin that was mentioned during Volume 4.
Who is he?
Someone from my past. Someone who should not be taken lightly.
Oh, and one more thing. Since Adam has done this, and this, can we start calling him the Pussy Slayer?
You know what? I'm not even asking anymore. That's what we're doing.
But in terms of my overall thoughts, I really enjoyed this chapter. It was great seeing the villains after so long of seeing them in Volume 4. You know, getting a little bit more of their overall objective and plans moving forward. We got awesome action scene, the first action scene of Volume 5 with Weiss, and, you know, her summonings and her overall techniques and abilities and prowess, going up against some brand new Grimm, which was great. And Adam is batshit crazy, and I really don't know what's really gonna happen with him and everything else in between, but I really do hope you you guys enjoyed this TLDR version of my review for Volume 5, Chapter 2. Leave me your thoughts in the comments. What do you guys feel? As always, leave your feedback. It all goes towards making these reviews better. But thank you guys so much for your support, and I will see you guys in the next one. Take care.